Alright, chat. So, this video probably doesn't apply to most of you guys for a very long time, if ever. But we're going to talk about the priorities of gear research and which one you guys should focus, primarily focusing on the UR section this time around. Not the full selection, because some seasons have really good SSR gear. And I think I covered that sometime like in the past. But with PR6 being out, and 4 seasons of gear, which one should you focus for the UR section in today's video? So we're not covering PR1 because PR1 doesn't have any UR gear, and we're not covering PR2 because PR2 lets it so you can make your own PR2 guns in the gear lab. You go to EO Union, you go to Battleship Guns, and it should be all the way right here. Well, webcam's in the way, but it's right here. Okay. So covering PR1, PR2 through PR3 through 6. Jesus, okay. Right. So let's get right into it. I think the best way to talk about this is to do the thingy with this. So in order to get priorities of gear research and like when you want to start focusing on like swapping around is when you finish a season, right? So you have all developer 30 of one season, or you have the most important ships of that season. You can move on to the next season or whatever. So assuming you are doing that, if you are finishing a whole banner, you should be able to get close, if not already have at least one UR gun. So I'm basing the default to just, you have one Drake gun already, you have one Plymouth gun already, you have one Tenrai already, and you have one Hindenburg gun already. Where? Over here. Well, over here. So, with that being said, the biggest priority as of this point pretty much goes to the Tenrai. Back then, one Tenrai is baseline for Haku Ryu, and it still is. But given the fact that you have one of each already, you should focus more on Tenrais, because Tenrais are very, very good for carrier damage. So a lot of people run triple carriers for bossing most of the time. So having 3 is really, really good here. You can buy one from the shop, assuming one finished from just getting ships maxed out. So you need to be there just for just one more. At this point, once you have 3, you're pretty much good to go. There's no other reason to get a 4th one unless you just want to for like PvP or something and just lazy to flip it around. But having 3 is where you want to stop at this point. Now, once you have 3 Tenrais, this is the part where it gets a little bit tricky. So we have 1 light cruiser gun and 2 heavy cruiser gun. Like I told you guys before, heavy cruisers tend to be difficult to slot in when it comes to boss content in late game. It wasn't until recently, with the introduction of challenge mode, where some heavy cruisers are actually very, very viable. So, for the sake of having more safety to your build, like more Plymouth damage, because she's an absolute monster, or having more firepower for your battleships, Plymouth gun is a very solid option right here. So I'm working on my 5th one. I say have at least 1 for now, and then maybe get like 2 more, I think, in order to be in a good spot, because in case of a USS battleship being relevant, like New Jersey, she can't equip a light cruiser gun, so she needs a DD gun. So you only need 2 at this point. Two more, so you have 3 total. And then after that, until they start adding more content or have more heavy cruisers be relevant in boss content, you can basically skip out and go back to doing whatever you want for gear research. Personally, I do think having a mixture of both the Drake guns and the Hindenburg guns would be nice for heavy cruisers. But again, you're min-maxing. It's hard to slot in heavy cruisers. You don't really need these guns. At this point, you're just looking at SSR PR gear and what you want to build from those ships and focusing on that season. But this video is talking strictly about UR. So honestly, if they go down this route of adding more bosses to make heavy cruisers more relevant, I honestly do say, like, I can't really give a mixture between like Drake or Hindenburg gun, but I think Hindenburg gun might be better for bossing content. Better angle, better ammunition typing. I think it's just overall better for just heavy cruisers in general if you were to do that. So yeah, Drake gun is just it's been there for a while, and most people that are using Drake guns like I am right now just have so many of them at plus 13 already that we're just gonna use these for now on our heavy cruisers. I mean, it should be a big problem. So yeah. So yeah, it's crazy how honestly, it's crazy how aside from the 457 and Tenrai, none of the other UR gear are like super impactful in the game as of right now. Like Tenrai and 457s were game changers to the game. Plymouth gun and the heavy cruiser URs are just not that game changing. It's kind of crazy. It's wild actually. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that small video about UR gear. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.